secretary level meeting, so he wanted to join exactly by 10:45.
Okay. So
accordingly, we have to just to fit in ourselves to the schedule.
Okay. So we can start, sir. No problem. So I'm just making it live. We can start officially. You can start, please. Yeah, Professor Ravichandran, we are live on YouTube, so you can proceed further. Thank you.
Professor VK Vijay join with, then we can start. Rahul ji.
So he is joining, so we can start. No problem.
We can start.
Yes, please. He is joining. Please go ahead, Professor Ravichandran.
I think Rahul ji, from your side, the volume is very low.
No.
Yeah.
Not required.
Here we are unable to
go ahead.
Hear you.
Okay. You can start, no problem.
Unless Professor Vijay is also joining the same line. You don't have to.
Is it okay?
Professor Ravichandran, you can start. Volume is okay on YouTube, so you can start if you're listening. Yes.
Yes, so it seems your volume is poor.
Not required my volume, sir. So please go ahead. You are audible?
Just a minute, our people are checking.
Yes. तो भेज रहा हूँ मैं आपको ठीक
Our voice, sir. Start.
Yes, please go ahead. We are live on YouTube, so please go ahead.
Yes. Rahul. Sir, Professor.
Yes, namaskar. How are you?
Professor VK, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. आवाज नहीं आ रही है?
Shall we start, sir?
Yes, you can start.
Okay.
A very good morning to everyone present here. It is our pleasure to welcome all the dignitaries, delegates from various parts of our Tamil Nadu and all the UBA executive members for this one-day workshop on localization of SDGs and community engagement program of UBA institutions organized by Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Regional Coordinating Institute, the Gandhigram Rural Institute deemed to be university, in collaboration with National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, Hyderabad. Prayer is the key that unlocks all the storehouses of God's infinite grace and power. Let us begin this workshop with a prayer song by Ms. Nima.
നന്മയാകുന്ന കാഴ്ച കാണുവാൻ കണ്ണിലാകേണമേ നല്ല വാക്കിന്റെ ശീലം ചൊല്ലുവാൻ നാവിലാകേണമേ സ്നേഹമെന്ന ഗീതമോൻ നാവിലാകേണമേ നന്മയാകുന്ന കാന്തി കാണുവാൻ കണ്ണിലാകേണമേ.
Come. I request Professor Dr. K. Ravichandran, Regional Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Gandhigram Rural Institute, to welcome the gathering with a signature smile. Welcome you, sir.
Very good morning to all. Really, it gives me a great pleasure to stand before you on this August occasion, workshop on localization of sustainable development goals and community engagement programs of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan institutions in Tamil Nadu. You know pretty well that India is committed to achieve sustainable development goals by 2030, and we are working towards strictly to work along with the objectives behind the 17 sustainable development goals. In tune to that, the Ministry of Panchayat Raj has aggregated these 17 goals into 9 themes. So we thought that it is better we can localize ourselves with these 9 themes, so that whatever the works that Unnat Bharat Abhiyan institutions in Tamil Nadu they are doing, that can be measured through the indicators and the themes identified by the MoPR. Accordingly, we conceived the idea and interacted with our peers at National Institute of Rural Development, Hyderabad, and they agreed, and now this workshop has taken place. In this occasion, it gives me a great pleasure to extend my warm welcome to the National Coordinator, Professor V.K. Vijay. He is the backbone of our all our efforts. So really, your motivation and your framework is the guiding force. And on behalf of the Gandhigram Rural Institute, Regional Coordinating Institution, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and administration, I extend my warm welcome to you for this wonderful occasion. I hope in near future you will be able to visit Gandhigram, sir. Hearty welcome.
Sure. Yeah.
I extend my warm welcome to Sri Alok Prem Nagar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Panchayat Raj, New Delhi. He will join shortly. And since the idea where we want to log in is the idea behind the MoPR, so they will join shortly. So on behalf of Gandhigram Rural Institute, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Regional Coordinating Institute, I extend my warm welcome to Sri Alok Prem Nagar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Panchayat Raj, New Delhi. Actually, our Vice Chancellor had to come here physically to inaugurate the program, and since he is having other official commitments, he has debuted Dr. G.S. Kannan, Dean, School of Agriculture and Animal Sciences. He is a senior most professor in the agricultural faculty and the GRI. He has agreed to come over here to preside over the function. I extend my warm welcome to Professor G.S. Kannan. He is one of the person interestingly work in the community engagement programs of the Gandhigram Rural Institute. Sir, here we are having the partner for the program, Dr. R. Ramesh, SEG coordinator, as well as head the Department of Center for Rural Infrastructure, National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, Hyderabad. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Ramesh. He has been willingly shoulder all the responsibility along us in tuning the energies of the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan institutions. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to you all. And this workshop has been planned in such a way that we will put in a track that where you and your village panchayat is interested on particular Unnat Bharat Abhiyan theme as well as sustainable development goals. So accordingly, your 23-24 program will be there, and there will be a handholding support from Gandhigram Rural Institute, of course from National Institute of Rural Development Hyderabad, and National Coordinating Institution Unnat Bharat Abhiyan New Delhi. With these few words, once again I extend my warm welcome to you all. And based on our call, all the people from majority of the people from southern zone and some of the good working PAs from Tamil Nadu, other parts of the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University Regional Coordinating Institute area, and Indian Institute of Technology Chennai area. They have come here. I extend my warm welcome to you all, the coordinators of the program Unnat Bharat Abhiyan to Gandhigram Rural Institute. And I extend my warm welcome to the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Executive Committee members of GRI and PI coordinator and other faculty members who have joined here for this workshop. Once again, and extend my warm welcome to you all. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you, sir. In this one-day workshop, we have participants from various parts of Tamil Nadu like Dindigul, Theni, Madurai, Sivagangai, Virudhunagar, Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi, Ramanathapuram, Kanyakumari, Coimbatore, Salem, Kanchipuram, and from Gandhigram also. And now it is my pleasure to welcome our Professor Dr. G.S. Kannan, Dean, School of Agriculture and Animal Sciences, Gandhigram Rural Institute, Gandhigram, to deliver the presidential address. Welcome you, sir.
A warm welcome to all to this great institute, Gandhigram Rural Institute. I am standing before you on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gurmeet Singh, Additional Charge. First of all, I have to thank my authorities, Vice Chancellor and Registrar, for providing this wonderful opportunity to stand before you in this wonderful seminar. Workshop on localization of SDGs and the community engagement program of UBA institutions. Dr. Ravichandran, Regional Coordinator, UBA GRI, Gandhigram. Professor P.K. Vijay, National Coordinator, UBA, Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. Sri Alok Prem Nagar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Panchayat Raj, New Delhi. And our old alumni, Dr. Ramesh from NIRD. Above all the dignitaries across Tamil Nadu and fellow staff members of GRI. Good morning to you all. When we talk about the sustainable development, invariably it goes to the rural development or rural areas. As an agriculture person hailing from a rural area, I know the lacunas, shortcomings in the rural communities and rural living. Rural is a place where you have no division of labor. That is the main difference between an urban area as well as the rural area. Division of labor is not existent in rural area, whereas if you go to the urban area, you have a lot of divisions of labor. Perhaps that may be the reason why still we are concentrating too much on the development of rural areas, taking the technology to the rural areas. As an agriculture person, I had studied something about the extension of the agricultural technology to the farming communities. But as far as this workshop is concerned, it seems that a holistic, sustainable development is the new concept. Basically, I am a person in plant pathology, specialized in plant pathology. My knowledge is by and large limited with the UG level agricultural extension. Now the dimension of the extension has been undergone a lot of transformations, and on going through the seminar brochure, I can able to understand that a rural area needs to be developed in a holistic manner, that too in a sustainable, acceptable manner, for which the institutions, higher learning institutions, universities, colleges is to play a very significant role as per the new concept of the government of India. So in this way, the Gandhigram Rural University is a lot of resources, both in sciences and social sciences areas. We have a lot of experts. Definitely, it will lead a lead kindly light. It is a beacon, and it can able to take the concept of the government of India to higher levels. So with these few words, I wish all the success for this wonderful workshop to be carried out under the leadership and organization of Dr. Ravichandran. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. A man actively engaged in cutting edge research in rural energy technologies for developing rural communities. He is working for a sustainable energy supply from locally available resources in villages. He is also the national coordinator of two major national programs of Government of India, that is one Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and Sutra, the scientific utilization through research augmentation. Yes, it is Professor Virendra K. Vijay, National Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. It is our pleasure to have you amidst us, sir. Welcome you for delivering the inaugural address. Welcome you, sir.
Namaskar. And first of all, I would like to congratulate the Gandhigram Rural Institute, Professor Ravichandran, and the whole team of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan for organizing this wonderful workshop, which is quite relevant for the whole country, not only for the whole country, but for the whole world. That how we can engage in sustainable development goals with our higher educational institute in the country and our fellow citizens. So, in the beginning, I would like to thanks all the coordinators of this program and also the Gandhigram Rural Institute Vice Chancellor, Registrar, and the Dean, Professor G.S. Tandon. At the same time, we would also like to thanks the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. That Ministry of Panchayati Raj is engaged in localizing of sustainable development goals and implementation of all the goals which are envisaged in our country as well as on behalf of the country to the whole world. So Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is now assisting our Ministry of Education, Government of India, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Agriculture, and all other relevant ministries where we can put in our efforts that to improve our rural areas in the technology, in the systems, in the environment, and in the carbon neutrality. And in that context, I will briefly share a brief presentation from Unnat Bharat Abhiyan that how Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is engaged in national education policy, in sustainable development goals, as well as in developing carbon neutral Gram Panchayat on behalf of Ministry of Panchayati Raj. I expect that Joint Secretary, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Sri Alok Nagar will also be joining. Has he joined? So I would like to share a brief presentation. Is it visible to everyone? Aranya?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yeah. So, as you all are aware that Unnat Bharat Abhiyan there is an echo somewhere. बंद करो तुम्हारा. Yeah. So recently, our University Grant Commission and AICT have also started with the efforts of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan that how we can engage our students with the community participation. So they've started a 2 credit course fostering community engagement for and social responsibility. And also the AICT has started 100 hours rural intensive program to meet the goals of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in the country. So with this little background, I would like to highlight that this year India is celebrating the presidency of G20 countries, and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is engaged in the C20, which is Civil Society 20, and the main theme for Civil Society 20 responsibility to Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is lifestyle for environment. That how our youth across the country, not only in the country but the whole world, can be engaged with the lifestyle. So what to eat, when to eat, seasonal variation in the eating system, utilization of nature, engagement with the nature, so we do not pollute our environment. We minimize our emissions, greenhouse gas emissions. So for that, the whole year, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan has planned a nationwide programs for engaging our higher education students for lifestyle and provide a direction to the whole world that wherever they are, whatever they are studying in higher education system, the 21st century belongs to our youth, present youth, and we should provide a good direction so that work-life balance is there. The combination with the nature, how to live with the nature, all these aspects, and what to eat, how to eat, how to have friendship with our environment so we can minimize pollutions. So recently in September 2022, the Honorable Rashtrapati Ji has released our success story booklet, which is transforming higher education and villages for Atmanirbhar Bharat at IIT Delhi Diamond Jubilee celebration function. And these 5 thematic areas of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan cover sustainable agriculture system, rural energy systems, water resource management, artisans, industries and livelihood, basic amenities, infrastructure, school education, digital education and services. And I am convinced that with all these thematic areas and our subject expert groups, these are connected to the sustainable development goals envisaged by Ministry of United Nations and also 9 sustainable development goals identified Ministry of Panchayati Raj. That every thematic area is connected with that, and whatever contributions we are making in these thematic areas in our rural areas, we are contributing towards sustainable development goals achievements. And also the Prime Minister has conveyed a message that how Unnat Bharat Abhiyan can contribute for next 25 years when India is hoping to have it as a developed nation in the world, equivalent to your US or Russia or Japan or UK. And that Amrit Kal of next 25 years is an opportunity to march ahead with a new resolve to realize the vision of a developed India in which education and rural development play key roles. What Pradhan Mantri ji had mentioned And he also mentioned that when it comes to development of our rural areas, we believe in Atma Gaon ki Suvidha Shahar ki. It means the spirit of villages should remain there in urban or rural areas, but the all kind of facilities which are available in urban areas should also be available in rural areas through the efforts of all government efforts, state government efforts, and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan involvement. So, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is able to transform our rural landscape, and therefore the need to orient our academic system to practically understand community development, address real life challenges in villages. So whatever real life villages challenges are there in rural areas, when our students are going to villages, our faculty members are going to villages, they try to understand the traditional wisdom of people. I am happy to inform and comment that Tamil Nadu is a leading state which can provide direction to the whole country in many contexts. And if we see the old scenery of Tamil Nadu, the developments of Tamil Nadu, it is quite enriching to all of us that it is in line with the friendship and synergy with the environment. And I'm aware that even in the 17th, 18th century, the Salem of Tamil Nadu was producing such a high quality steel, which was used by the Britishers in making surgical equipments. So you can see the traditional technologies which were there in Tamil Nadu and following all environment friendliness. So when our students are going to villages, knowledge of on the ground problems and their experiences, and they learn it. And when they have some modern understanding of new technologies and development, so appropriately they can devise appropriate solutions of their problems. That is what Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is seeking from our students and faculty members of all higher educational institutes. And I am also happy to share with all of you that Tamil Nadu is a state where maximum subject expert groups projects have been undertaken by our various institutes in the state, as well as I see the commitments from the faculty and students of Tamil Nadu state for involving themselves in the community engagement and understanding the real life problems. So I salute Tamil Nadu institutions, colleges for involving with such a wide spectrum of understanding which is connected with the environment friendliness, sustainable development goals, and carbon neutrality and our society. So this program was started in say 2014 by IIT Delhi. At that time, it was only one uh, institute which was thinking in that direction, and then Government of India adopted it as a national program. The concept was given by IIT Delhi, and today we are having 45 regional coordinating institutes, and in Tamil Nadu we are having 3 regional coordinating institutes. One is IIT Madras, another is your Coimbatore Agriculture, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, and third is Gandhigram Rural Institute. So there are 3 regional coordinating institutes. So likewise, at least one in every state, and in bigger states we are having 2, 3, 4, up to 4 regional coordinating institute of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And we are connected with nearly 35,000 participating institutes across the country. And in every district, we are having our institute who is working with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And there are some 14, 15 subject expert groups, and we are connected with more than 17,000 villages. So the thematic areas, sustainable agriculture, water management, rural system, basic communities. So our ethos are that we do not think that we are the people who are having only the knowledge. But those are that we should have participatory approach where all expertise is available across the country with the people, with the society, with the industry, with the government, with the colleges, with the institutions. Knowledge can be utilized for the development of our villages. Whether it's a science and technology interventions or research and development, designing. So whatever knowledge we can access from people, farmers, artisans, industry, CSIR, DST, IITs, utilizing the participatory approach, we can implement that with the Gram Sabhas, planning, implementation, and the state government agencies, central government agencies, and utilize all funds, knowledge, and stakeholders, convergence of everything. Our Gram Panchayat, district administration, state government, central government, colleges. So whatever fund knowledge, we should have a convergence for implementation of any technology interventions, any social interventions, any management interventions for the benefit of the society. So we are having these 15 subject expert groups. So every expert group is coordinated by a different institution in the country. IIT Madras is looking after sanitation and solid waste management. Kanpur is rural craft and artisans. Indian Agriculture Research Institute is agriculture. AICT is skill development. UGC curriculum reforms. IIT Delhi rural energy systems, school education. So likewise, we are mentoring, utilizing the all our expertise to our participating institute in the country. And there is a synergy between Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Panchayati Raj subjects, and sustainable development goals. So these thematic areas are connected with somehow one or two or three or four or more sustainable development goals. So there is a list of our thematic areas and our interventions and how these are connected with the various sustainable development goals are mentioned here. And out of the 17 sustainable development goals defined by United Nations, we are converging with 9 sustainable development goals by Government of India, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, and somehow our sustainable development goals, our villages are localizing these sustainable development goals, and we can connect our interventions with these sustainable development goals in this way. So you can make use of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan interventions in your villages and connect them and then report to the state government and central government for marking that Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is contributing towards sustainable development goals in the country. And you can see there are so many programs, interventions where sustainable development goals are connected in a way which we can provide support to our development of society in the villages. And the role of our subject expert groups to act as think tank and technical expertise resource to provide guidance on the vision, strategies, and tentative roadmap in the subject areas, to provide technology compendium in their subject expert areas, and to evaluate and approve new technical solutions submitted by participating institutes or any other inventions. We have already signed an MOU with CSIR and developed a book of technologies, compendium of technologies which are relevant to rural areas. And those technologies which have been developed in last say 85 years by CSIR are available to all our Unnat Bharat Abhiyan institutions in the country. And in the new education policy, national education policy, engagement of communities for working towards their development and with the dignity of labor and equity in the communities, important aspect for it. And we are having say more than 45 higher education institute and the relevant workforce and potential awaiting to be channelized. So we can channelize Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, our students of higher education, for social responsibility, and students are very keen to work with the people, keen to work on the real life problems, providing real life solutions. And the vision for higher education will require, in particular, a new conceptual perception, understanding for what constitutes a higher education institution, a university or college. A university will mean a multidisciplinary institution of higher learning that offers undergraduate or postgraduate programs with high quality teaching, research, and community engagement. Till now, before National Education Policy 2020, our academic programs were such that the student has to read books, write exams, and get degree. But he was not having any practical skill in academic programs and education system. But now, in our new education policy 2020, a new direction has been given to our academics, our education system, to connect our students to the society, their real life problems, and they can learn and utilize it for their livelihood in the future. So, higher education must enable personal growth, constructive public engagement, and produce productive contribution to the society. So, with this, towards the attainment of such a holistic and multidisciplinary education, the flexible and innovative curricula of all higher education institutes shall include credit-based courses and projects in the area of community engagement and services, environmental education, and value-based education. All these three things are connected. Our academics with environmental education, value education, community engagement, and imaginative and flexible curricular structures will enable creative combination of disciplines for study and would offer multiple entry and multiple exit, thus removing currently prevalent rigid boundaries and creating new possibility of lifelong learning. So learning is not restricted to our academics or education program, your BA, BCom, BSc or MA, MCom. But we should have a lifelong learning process. And whenever time is available, you can or offer an exam course, you can join a course and then get credit. So there is a open-ended system in our national education policy. Anybody who is willing to learn something can join any program, any course, any curricula. So there is a multiple entry, multiple exit system based on availability of time to the candidate. And whatever he learn or earn credit, that credit can be accumulated and transfer from one university to another university can take place, and then credit redemption take place, and the total number of credits required for a degree can be obtained by any student anywhere in the country. So this community engagement for students under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So whenever a college or university or higher education institute connect with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, it starts with enrolling on our web portal, then approval from the ministry and our side to the institute, then regional coordinating institutes are being informed, and then the college who is starting Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program send their students for study of villages, village adhyan, we call it village adhyan. Then they try to identify their needs in the village, that what problems they are facing presently and what is the requirement in the technical interventions or management interventions or social interventions, and students will try to find appropriate technological interventions and solutions. And then they prepare a GPDP, Gram Panchayat Development Report or Village Development Plan, and technology development and customization takes place by our students and faculty members, and then we implement the scientific solutions So it is a participatory approach, knowledge sharing and convergence. All these exercises telephone numbers, etc. And we can have fast tracking solutions, technology diffusions across the country with the support of CSIR, with the support of our IITs, NITs, universities, AICT or UGC, and you can get any problem solved with the appropriate solutions because we are having expertise. All the expert groups are having experts available across the country. So the local conditions, local understanding is also there. If we are implementing something in say Northeast, so we hire the services of the experts available in those areas, those who are having understanding of the ecology of that particular area, climate of that particular area, understanding of the local resources, and then provide the local solutions. So in that way, we can provide sustainable solutions and also localize the sustainable development goals. So in past say 4 5 years, many success stories are there. More than 300 technology development and customization projects supported by Unnat Bharat Abhiyan have made success stories in the country. So I am just giving a glimpse of a few success stories with figures and pictures, and they have made a significant impact on the life of the people of those villages. And in 2 3 villages in Maharashtra, one of our Rajaram Bhau College, their students, what they did, they designed the whole village drainage network, road network, electricity network, and also some mobile apps so that the farmers can sell their fruit and vegetables and other products at the higher rate in the nearby districts. And also some of the college students in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, they have made a mobile app for our villagers so that they can consult expert doctors in those particular districts. Likewise, in Tamil Nadu, also in Madras, SRM and VIT students have designed some uh, drinking water systems in particular villages and also designed many other things. So these are the few examples, some pictures of these. And now UGC has a 2 credit course on community engagement and social responsibility. And for that, they have set up a 7 regional centers of master trainers. And all the faculty members across the country will be trained in these 7 regional centers. And this is a capacity building of faculty as master trainers for community-based participatory research through blended physical training. And one round of the physical training has already been completed across all the 7 regional centers in the country by University Grant Commission. And also AICT has started this 100 hours rural internship for BTech students, which includes how we can try to solve the rural issues, technological solutions, appropriate solutions. And IIT Delhi has 3 clusters, one in Haridwar district, there are 5 villages, one in Agra districts and one in Gurgaon districts. And in Gandhi Khata village cluster of Haridwar district, we also got support from ONGC CSR, and we provided smokeless cook stores, lemongrass cultivation, mushroom cultivation, family size biogas plants, improved stores, spice processing system. We trained the farmers in napier grass and lemongrass cultivation. We trained them for mushroom cultivation. And due to efforts of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in Haridwar district, these 5 villages, Haridwar district is now known. One by the government of India, one ODOP, one district, one product. Mushroom is identified as a one major product of Haridwar district. So we can say that the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is contributing immensely in our villages, in our gram panchayats, and I can just highlight that these are the few examples. There are hundreds of such examples where our higher educational institutes have contributed significantly in the income generation, in the livelihood, in the making more income generation to our families in rural areas. I can just claim one in Maharashtra. The Rajaram Bhau College students in last 4 or 5 years contributed such in that the income generation of the families have just doubled in 5 years. You can understand the impact of our students engaging with these kind of activities can how they can make our country Atmanirbhar in next say 25 years when India will become celebrate 100 years of our independence. So these are the few examples, and we are working towards so in that one college engagement in road network development, drainage water, and district administration have also contributed significantly. All the schemes which are being implemented by district administration, whether it's a Pradhan Mantri Sadak Yojana or Awas Yojana or development of the Gram Panchayat or other thing, now they are consulting our students and faculty members of these institutions in designing, development, and implementation of the programs. So in Himachal Pradesh also, in Kerala also, in Tamil Nadu also, in Northeast also, so many things are there to mention. Because time is limited, I am not able to highlight all those things, but you can see that now Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is making an impact which is for the inclusive development of our country, inclusive development of our academic programs and education system, and development of our rural areas. So need not to move from rural areas to urban areas for their livelihood. So that capacity we are building in our villages, and there are so many examples, and you can have a glimpse of it. I will share this presentation with all of you, and you can see that how you can make an impact in the villages which you have adopted. And in IIT Jodhpur, they have developed a math lab. So utilizing the locally materials without the teachers, they can take advantage of teaching our students in the various experiments utilizing the locally available materials. And in the National Education Policy 2020, multiple entry, multiple exit system can also facilitate our contribution, and we can also engage our national service scheme in our college with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. We have already signed an MOU of Unnat Bharat Ministry of Education and Ministry of Youth and Sports for NSS program to coordinate with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And these are our 45 regional coordinating institute in the country. And at the last, I would like to say that by 2047, India is developed country and world leader in 21st century. This program can contribute significantly, and I expect that every village in the country, every gram panchayat in the country in next 10 years will be connected to some higher educational institute, because by that in next 10 years we will be having more than 55 lakhs or 55,000 higher educational institute, and all 7 lakhs villages will be connected, and then our 5 crore students will be contributing in their academic programs with the community engagement activities and interventions in such a way that holistic growth takes place in villages, and they need not to migrate from rural areas to urban areas for livelihood. So Vivekanand ji has rightly mentioned that education isn't only collection of information but something more meaningful. And education should be man-making, life-giving, and character building. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational talk on community engagement with success stories. An IAS officer having a master's degree in mechanical engineering from IIT Kanpur. Before joining the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, he worked for JICA assisted projects. He has also been instrumental in redesigning the Gram Swaraj portal, GPDP portal, and some of the spatial planning web portals of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. He also played a key role in Swamita scheme, a reformative step towards establishment of clear ownership of property in rural inhabited areas by mapping of land using drone technology and providing the record of rights to village household owners. It is our pleasure to have Sri Alok Prem Nagar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, New Delhi, amidst us for delivering the keynote address. We welcome you, sir, wholeheartedly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the kind words. Good morning, Professor Vijay sir, and all others who are currently connected. Just a small correction. I am from the Indian Forest Service of 1995 batch, belonging to the Himachal Pradesh cadre. So, lest I spend a lot of time, building up the background and all, I thought I would share a few slides. And in the course of those slides, I'm going to set before you the agenda and the recent work that has been carried out in the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, and see if you like it and how you could, hitch a ride onto the bus and support the endeavors which are finally meant to provide a better life, a better deal for the rural local bodies in our country. And I would be sharing my slides. Some challenge. No, do I select this one? Can you see my slides or not?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Great. So thank you very much. Good morning once again. This is a wonderful thing that you people are doing, having, and you mentioned, sir, towards the end of your address, that if the institutions could become more actively involved in the agenda of the governments, in the agenda of our constitution, really, as to how to devolve more powers, then things would definitely take a turn for the better. So, making this small presentation is that I should tell you what are the latest developments and how you could help us in the endeavor. These are some statistics to give you a perspective. What you see in the bracketed number is the average size of the panchayat. So average size of the panchayat is important. Size in terms of the number of individuals. So the Finance Commission had a formula that there is a 90% weight attached to the population, the number of voting individuals, and 10% weight attached to the physical size. For instance, a place in Ladakh might be spread over several square kilometers across, but their population may be very little. So as you can see, the average size of a panchayat in Kerala is of the order of 20,000 or 18,567. Likewise for West Bengal. And the smallest panchayat, I think, is in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. It's on the right extreme of your screen. It is 604. Maybe that view is obscured by the camera views that are available on the screen. So this determines the Finance Commission grants, and you would, if you multiply approximately the number in bracket with 650, then that would be the amount of money in rupees that goes to that Gram Panchayat in a year. And this is just the Finance Commission grants, which is direct devolution. Direct devolution happens through the Ministry of Finance, moving funds to the state government, which have to then, within 10 working days, transfer these funds directly to the accounts of the panchayats. And if they're unable to do that, they need to pay an interest to these Gram Panchayats. So that's how it works. That's how it's a very minuscule amount actually, because the other government schemes and programs through which funds are also finally going to land up in panchayats, they are administered through the various line ministries. So the total number of Gram Panchayats is 2,55,600. What happened in the current Finance Commission is that they said that Finance Commission grants would also go to the traditional local bodies. So if in the state of Northeast, you have something called village darbars in the state of Meghalaya, or if you have village economic councils, which are Manrega dispensation in certain other states in Nagaland or something, then these would also get covered under the Finance Commission grant. Not just that, block and Zilla Panchayats also started receiving the direct devolution. This money is not enough by itself, because there are 29 subjects that map onto the Panchayat as per the Constitution's 11th schedule. But the idea is that it provides you a catalyst, it provides you a nucleus, a bit of honey if you want to attract all other bees, and it would become the trigger for the convergence. So that is the vision. And you've heard of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. 17 Sustainable Development Goals we as a country have undertaken to achieve all these 17 goals by the year 2030. So one found that there was some amount of commonality of purpose between the various different goals. And last year around this time, on the 24th of April, on National Panchayat Raj Day, the Honorable Prime Minister announced these localized sustainable development themes. So the same themes that were there, the sustainable SDG goals, they were turned into these 9 to make them simpler. And one found that there was a study conducted, and one found that the panchayats found them very relatable. So for instance, poverty-free and enhanced livelihood villages, there would be certain amount of SDGs that would map onto them. Of course, the mapping would not be mutually exclusive. So we've also had to do something in the background so that there is a percentage breakdown, a percentage breakup of what constitutes theme 1. A healthy village, child-friendly village, these were all themes. Water sufficient village, clean and green would have the Swachh Bharat mission as its agenda, but Swachh Bharat mission would also be important for a healthy village. So there is still commonality, but these were simpler, and one found that it gave you a definite, it gave you the means to set your path in a very definite manner. Socially just and socially secured village with good governance, women-friendly village. What we also around this time last year is that we asked all the panchayats to make a sankalp for themselves, give themselves a resolution that over the next 3 years, I'm looking to make my panchayat water sufficient, or over the next 2 years, I'm looking to turn my panchayat into a healthy panchayat. So the software, the planning tools, the expenditure accounting tools that we had for administering the accounts of a panchayat, these were all redesigned, or there were various kinds of filters that were inserted, which would, for instance, if a village, 60% of our panchayats chose to be healthy panchayats. And in aid of that, in the coming 3 years, 50% of their spending in each year is going to be dedicated to just this. It's important to understand that just as a lot of people may relate to that, when we are at the close of a financial year, we have a lot of budget and we need to spend it. Then we find out what are the big ticket items to which we could deploy these funds so that my achievement would be complete and I'd be able to do it in the most efficient manner. So one found that a Gram Panchayat development plan was composed of 60% of its grants dedicated to just making roads or some hard activity with cement and brick and mortar and all. And one found that a lot of your themes were unattended. For instance, socially just and socially secured village, women-friendly village, even health. It does need infrastructure, but that's not the only thing. You can create a hospital building, but not have doctors or medicine inside it, and you'll go nowhere. So these were the 9 themes that were adopted, and LSDGs for localized sustainable development goals. All these people were stakeholders, of course, central ministries, departments, state governments. We were all in UN agencies, even academic institutions such as yourself. We were all secondary stakeholders. The primary stakeholders were the people themselves, who were the Panchayat Raj institutions, the elected representatives, the people living inside villages, everybody who's got parents staying back in their villages. These were the people who really stood to benefit the most, and everybody else were secondary or tertiary stakeholders. So this relates to the whole of government, whole of society approach that finally, and that is what we are looking to do. So you are accustomed to working in the government. If I belong to a department, then my answerability is to my immediate boss and his accountability is to his boss and so on ad infinitum. So if you have a person from the irrigation and public health department in Himachal Pradesh, a fitter who is available at the village level, so he knows that he has to justify his existence to his, I don't know, JE or somebody like that, and the JE has to furnish his estimates to the SDO, and the SDO is accountable to the executive engineer, and that's how it goes. So in this, your accountability to the community, to the village, goes for a toss. Or at least there is not, the only times you want to indulge them is when there is a visit to the panchayat, some officers are coming. So you get in touch with a few influential people, normally the sarpanch and all. You said that I want some 50 people and I want chai and nashta for these people, and immediately things come together. But the moment that meeting is over, people all go and carry about their jobs like such a thing, it never happened. So we would like that all these departments should become important stakeholders. So because it is department, so the instructions have to go from their bosses, and these instructions from the central government ministry level were issued, like I said, on the 24th of April, where it would said that should a panchayat want to do certain things, then all the line departments, the 29 subjects map onto something like 18 departments and ministries. So all these people would be important stakeholders, would be active participants in the process. Not only would they be present there for the Gram Sabha meetings to be conducted and to tell the communities about their schemes and programs, but they would also make sure that their own priorities were recast in a manner that brought forth the panchayat's priority before their own departmental priorities. And if that happened, then a part of their accountability to the communities would also be crystallized, would be specified, and one would have a better hope of achieving one's sankalp in the 3 years that one had given oneself. So having understood this, I think there is a lot of material on the localized SDGs that is available on the ministry website. That what are the, after the thank you slide, there are a few slides that tell you which SDGs map onto which slide. So it's important to understand, because when you go to a panchayat, so your agenda may be set by something called a vibrant Gram Sabha portal, where you can take a look. I think the URL is meetingonline.nic.in. You can drill down to the panchayat in the state and you can find out what is their sankalp, because their sankalp has determined what their Gram Panchayat development plan, or now even the block and the Zilla Panchayat development plans look like. So once that has happened, then you can step in. As institutions, there are things that you can help them out with. For instance, there was other initiatives that were launched last year on National Panchayat Raj Day, one of which was the Gram Urja Swaraj. So if a panchayat wanted for itself certain facilities, some non-conventional energy sources, because they had land available, because they had rooftops, and they were sick and tired of these power cuts. So the Gram Urja Swaraj portal is again something that could be looked at, in which those panchayats who are really interested have expressed this interest in the form of providing some data with regard to their panchayat. So that can be for those of you who are whose domains belong to this territory. Then you can guide the panchayats on how best to avail, because there are techno-economic feasibilities that have to be conducted. There have to be projects reports that have to be made. You've got to align yourself with the IRIDA programs and, find for them what is it that they are looking for. After all, the panchayat is making available their own land. So one should not treat them like entities in the private domain, like banks have a propensity to do. Another initiative was spatial planning. Spatial planning is normally when you prepare a plan in the Gram Panchayats, you have an envelope size determined by how many people are there in the panchayat. For instance, if we are talking about a panchayat in West Bengal, you have a couple of crore of rupees. So a plan would be, I need to construct a road, I need to repair this hospital building, I need to get furniture for such and such place, I need to make, of course, 60% of the grants are tied. So there has to be Jal Jeevan Mission, there has to be Swachh Bharat Mission, Grameen works that have to be prioritized, and that would be my plan. But a spatial plan, should you have the means to do it, should you have the spatial tools to do it, would also tell you which asset is best located at which point, whether it would serve a greater number of people by virtue of its location, is it sufficiently well connected, uh, and if it needs to be serviced by other subsidiary departments, then are those things also available there or not? Otherwise, sometimes you can have absurd scenario like, a veterinary hospital on the top of a hill where most of the population in that place is semi-urban or out and out urban. The nearest villages are about 5 kilometers away. So they used to joke that most of the time when the animal is ill, it would die on its way up to the hospital and never be able to avail of that treatment. So spatial plans are something that are possible. We have an application called Gram Manchitra, in which there are decent quality maps, Bharat maps that are available. But in respect of the village habitation, somebody mentioned in my introduction that I am also implementing Swamitva scheme. So in respect of the village Abadi areas, there are 1:500 scale, 5 centimeter accuracy maps that are available. And most of your work is going to happen inside the Abadi, water connections, side drains, road topping, and water sources, street lights, all these things are going to happen there. So as more and more data is getting finalized, we are putting it on the Gram Manchitra site as well. Spatial planning is an endeavor that is eminently suited to hand-holding by higher educational institutions. So we have now also thematic GPDPs. I've already mentioned that such convergences have been issued. We are also looking to incentivize those panchayats that are going to do well adopting the thematic approach. The year 23-24 is going to be the first year of implementation of thematic GPDPs. So let's see where they go with that. So the best performing panchayats are going to be awarded. Cluster-based approach is something that is mentioned there in your charter as well. So what it means to me is that for a panchayat in Arunachal Pradesh with an average size of 604, maybe it is fair for a private entrepreneur to set up a good hospital, for there to be excellent, skill development training institutions. Why? Because there aren't enough people, or for that matter, to have good quality schools out there, because the school-going children are only a handful. So it has to be either a government endeavor or a sad looking endeavor by, rendered by unqualified people who are not fit for those jobs. So if you wanted to have a vibrant, bustling panchayat, being able to educate its own children naturally, the cluster becomes extremely important, and the connectivity between this cluster is also of prime importance. Then you would say that for an average cluster or a cluster having an average size of 10,000, I am able to do all this. So that also relates to our point about spatial planning. So there is data available on our website. This is as much a sharing of what we are doing here in Ministry of Panchayati Raj as much as a request to you to find out, what excites you in all this, and based on that, you could dig into the portals that are there available within your catchment. I understand that there are only two credit courses that are currently available for these kind of programs. You could be looking to increase them, but whatever you do, you have a definite path that is laid out before you. So spatial planning is again something very important. We did it tentatively for about 34 GPs all over the country, but it's a solid work in progress. There's lots and lots to do. And there is this need for you to mobilize people with this regard, uh, to handhold them, to guide them in the also technology adoption that is not figured here because we don't have a scheme. But then the Ministry of Rural Development has got all these, uh, GKU and several other schemes. So there's a lot that's going on. And the fact that people are using age-old tools, for 100 years, and they've not been able to carry out an upgrade is also a sad commentary on what we people have been doing with our formidable mental resources. So that is all from my side by way of mapping of themes, SDGs and the ministries. So these two slides provide you with that information. So I would be sharing this presentation and hope like hell that some of you are going to take up these causes and prioritize a few panchayats. If you're looking at spatial planning, you only look at panchayats that have good road connectivity, so that these places, these clusters become beacon of developments locally, and more people want to follow that template. So with that, I bring my thing to an end. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sparing your valuable time with us through the online program. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan provides a lot of space for talking about sustainable development goals. We have already organized online and offline programs in association with the National Institute of Rural Development, Panchayat Raj. And this program is planned in such a way that the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan coordinators of the colleges and universities, they will select a particular theme in consultation with the local panchayat, and they work on the particular theme on the particular next financial year. And Gandhigram Rural Institute, as one of the regional coordinating institute under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, will serve as a knowledge center for localizing SDGs. So this is the purpose for which this program has been designed. Thank you for sparing your valuable time, sir. We seek continuous support from you, and of course our Professor Vijay, the national coordinator, is always helping us to fine tune our energy, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks, Professor Vijay, and to the entire congregation that is here. It has been a joy addressing you all. I'll take leave.
Yeah, thank you, Nagarji. Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for showing the and sharing the initiatives of Ministry of Panchayati Raj for localization of SDGs. Thank you, our coordinator, sir, also. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. It is the time to welcome our leader, Dr. S. Kavita Maithili, UBA coordinator, Gandhigram Rural Institute, GRI, to propose the vote of thanks for this inaugural session. Welcome you, ma'am.
Good morning. It is the time to propose vote of thanks of the inaugural session of the workshop on localization SDGs and Community Engagement Program and UBA institutions. University community engagement is the need of the hour, and UBA has brought many of the higher educational institutes to the doorsteps of villages. In order to strengthen this, RCI GRI has organized this workshop, and I wish to thank our authorities, our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Registrar for granting permission to organize this workshop. And also I thank our respected Dean, Dr. G.S. Kannan, for presiding over this workshop and stimulating the UBA coordinators to work at the micro level. Thank you, sir, for coming over here and visiting us. On behalf of RCA GRI, it is my privilege to record my sincere thanks to Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay for his inaugural address and his continuous support and contribution and motivation to RCA GRI. Thank you very much, sir, for your inaugural address. It is by sharing the successful stories of UBA. It is really a thought-provoking session for all our UBA coordinators. And it is my pleasure to thank Sri Alok Premnagar for his thought-provoking keynote address, the role of Ministry of Panchayat Raj in achieving the SDGs. Thank you very much, sir. And my hearty thanks to our beloved brother, Dr. R. Ramesh, and our development partner from NIRD for being with us and supporting in all our programs. Thank you, sir. And I thank all the coordinators who are actively working in your service villages in spite of your all academic activities and other things. With a lot of interest and enthusiasm, you have come to this workshop to gain something on working on SDGs, how to formulate the micro level plan and in order to achieve the SDG and you to work on some thematic approach. I thank all the coordinators and your institutions for permitting you to attend this workshop. And also I thank all our executive members who are actively participating in all the UBA activities of both GRA and RCF GRA. I thank all of them for the support. I also thank the technical support provided by Mr. Rahul Chaudhary and our own team, Mr. Tyagarajan and his Elilarasan, and our photograph support provided by Dr. Venkatesan and his team. And I thank one and all the members who is contributing towards the success of this workshop. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, everyone, for joining this inaugural session. Now let us have a tea break for 15 minutes. After the break, kindly reassemble here for the technical session. Thank you.
11:30.
At 11:30.
Okay.